Yo, back in the hizzies. We got welcome, guys. Welcome, ladies and gents. You know, the podcast.
Yo,
Yeah, the podcast that'll be late to his own funeral. Yeah, that's the LOD podcast, man. What is up, fellas? Welcome
what's
back.
up?
Yeah. Thanks for having us, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us back.
Hey, yo, no doubt, man. Wow, how you guys been?
Good. It could be better. We should have been recording a lot more, but I've been slacking.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're taking a break, but we back.
Yeah,
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Hey,
you gotta
guys,
keep
back.
rolling.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey, guys, we're from the tunnels of Montauk. They said we couldn't get down here, but we found a way.
We in it.
Yep.
In the trenches of it.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the tunnels, man. Awesome. Welcome, man. Welcome, guys. Yeah, no. As a matter of fact, I get it though. Because life gets busy and stuff. So, but that's the thing, though. It's the thing about having your guys' own podcast. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's about.
And they would be like, let's record. I'm like, all right, I'll record when I get home. They're like, all right, cool. And then I hit them up. I'm like, I gotta pass.
Yeah.
Tired, or I got stuff
All
going
of
on. Yeah, but we're back. We're gonna start making a bigger comeback than ever. So we're gonna have some guests on. We'll get you on. We'll jump on other people's podcasts and stuff too. So this is just getting our reps in, trying to remember how things really were back in the Montauk era.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We're going back
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah, we're going through this time space continuum through the minds of everybody else.
Buckle
Da-
up.
There you go. Yeah, guys. Yeah. Yeah, audience, buckle up because it's about to get crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
man.
and guys, and for the honest out there, this is all allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly, there's
I don't know.
no evidence of any
Yeah.
of this.
We
but
got to
it
make sure we
is-
don't do anything with like our hands and our eyes and our face.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, they're a part of the Illuminati. They got indirectly corrupted. I like
Yeah,
touch my eye and I'm like, ow, poke myself in the eye. And then they're like, oh, he's a part of it.
uh, true that.
Yeah,
So
but this story is great.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's not like you can pin it down with facts or anything, but it's a good story. Like, if
Yes.
anything, it's a good old mind boggle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Because I'm just gonna jump real quick. They said that I'm sorry, Al Bielek, um, Preston Nichols, and what's his name, Cameron.
There were two Camerons, right?
Yeah.
There were two Camerons, but as a matter of fact, Al Bielek claims to be the half brother of I think his name is his gosh damn it, what's his name? Cameron something. But I
Yeah,
forgot
Edward
what's
Cameron?
Was it yeah. There's a Duncan somewhere too.
Yes. Man, I just saw it. I think it was Edward Cameron.
yes, and Duncan
And
Cameron.
yes.
Yes. And so Al Bielek is the one that claimed to be that he had as a matter of fact they put him back in time and to the Bielek family where he started off as they transferred his conscience, I believe that's what he said. They transferred his conscience into an infant. And from what he was saying from when he was 9 months old, he knew he was transferred into another body, which I'm like, okay, that's a little off, bro. I mean, damn. I mean, to me,
Yeah.
that's
From 9 months from knowing, that is that's a stretch.
yeah,
But the more you read into this, it is like they transferred consciousness from other people to keep it going, like the bloodline, I guess you could say, or the lineage.
mhm.
And they mostly used younger boys, young men to boys that were usually from like troubled families or like runaways.
They
Someone
already had
easy to
trauma.
grab. Yeah. Trauma's big.
Oh yeah, and to basically open them up to as a matter of fact, it was to open their psyche up, right? Because it would amplify
Yeah.
it would amplify their psyche. If
You gotta
I'm not
you gotta
mistaken.
break their mind down and then
Yeah.
create a new.
And I guess
Yeah.
not to jump into another like topic by any means, but I guess with certain ways they break people. And I think at a certain age, it was said like I think it's before the age of 8 years old. If they get like I hate to say like broken, but like messed with in a way to
Mhm.
get them to get the trauma. If they're able to add a bunch of trauma to somebody, I think by the time that they're 8 years old, it can split their personality for them. And they'll have like a personality that's like focused on one thing.
Mhm.
And then once they start growing up, they can switch back and forth between those different personalities. And the more trauma that happens at that young age, the more that they can split into different people or split into different personalities too. So I don't know if that's more like MK Ultra, but it's definitely tied to this too, especially when you're talking about those kids that already had those traumas
Mhm.
that they were growing up in those broken homes or whatever the case, and then they were messed with even more, and then it's like it gets them to revert or remember those traumas, and then they start to either absorb what they're being told or they're absorbing what they're like being explained happened to them even though it didn't happen to them, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It
Allegedly.
yeah.
Allegedly.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of that movie Split. You guys seen that?
I've never seen it, but I wanted to see it.
Oh yeah, man, that guy has like so many personalities. I forgot how many
Oh.
personalities he had, but this dude, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's what they try to get, right? Kind of like a sleeper agent, where they could take control of you over mind control and all that.
Hmm.
Control your body, have them do something, and then snap them back to reality, and they have no idea what they just did. They don't remember. They don't recall.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, according to Nichols, and it says that well, they what the research I done says it in his book that they had had actually sexually trauma these kids, and stuff like that. Like they put them through a lot of hell, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So
Allegedly.
yeah, I
So
mean, yeah. What's up? Sorry,
I
go on.
think, did you pick the name of this episode? You put Stranger Things Happened at Montauk.
Yeah.
Did you do that for the show as well? Stranger Things? Because it
Correct.
ties. It ties.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's smart, bro.
Yeah. Ties. Yeah. Like the wordplay.
Yeah.
I could have been a
Yeah.
rapper.
You could have been
Nah.
Like it
speaking in
ties
code.
to it.
He's speaking in code.
Speaking in
Yeah.
code, bro. Wherever you go.
So what
Yeah.
made you want to jump into this topic of all things?
Well, what made me want to jump into this topic is because I seen all what 4 seasons of Stranger Things, but it never picked up. It was like they dropped some bombs in there saying about some stuff about the CIA mind control stuff, blah blah blah. It just never hit until I saw a freaking Instagram or TikTok video on it, and I'm like, it was supposed to named Montauk, and I'm like, Stranger Things was. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So
Yeah.
I look up Montauk, and I'm like, whoa!
Jeez.
I'm telling you,
Yep.
man.
Crazy, huh?
Information, yeah, information overload, bro. I'm
And then
like,
the timelines match up.
yeah,
Well, I don't know about perfectly, but Cold War era.
Yeah.
yes,
So
it does.
And I
Eh,
think they used in Stranger Things, they used like a fake place in Indiana where Montauk took place in like Montauk, New York. I think it's Long Island.
yep.
Yes,
It's an island on Long Island. It was
Yeah.
a military camp there called Camp Hero that
yeah.
they took over, and
So the reason why they didn't do it at Montauk because because the weather was they said it was because of it wasn't, it was
Favorable.
unpredictable. Yeah, favorable. There
Mm.
you go. So
That's
that's
why
why they
they
went to
chose
there.
there.
I'm
That's why
sorry.
they
Yeah,
didn't go there.
correct. That's why they didn't go there.
That's why they didn't go to Montauk.
The
Correct.
show.
The show.
Oh! I see what you mean. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
you meant like. All right, I understand now. I thought you meant the project didn't go there. So I was like,
No.
oh, crap.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Hey, can
And
you hear
like,
my dogs in the background? By the way, like,
no.
did you
Yeah.
hear any of them barking?
Yeah, I did, but it's
Okay,
fine. No
they're
worries.
I'm dog sitting. Like
Oh, you are?
the one is like super playful and wants to play, and the other one is a puppy, and then the other one's older. So she's like, they're all just hopefully chilling in the living room and not destroying stuff. But every time they start barking, I'm like, trying to mute this.
Oh no, you're good, man. No worries.
Another little, I don't know, I guess you could call it an Easter egg or like a fun little thing in the show
Hmm.
is the main character in the story time travels, right? And then one of the main characters, the adults in the show, Hopper, the police
Hmm.
chief,
Right.
he's a hopper, time travel, whatever. But
Really? Dude, I didn't catch that. You're
yeah.
right. Oh my gosh, bro.
So
Dude, I didn't
that's
catch
like
that.
that's a fun little one on the side. I don't know if I just think that way or
Uh,
if they put it in there like that, but that's a little thing to get you through life,
no, but it makes sense though, because you're right. I mean, yeah, he does travel through the yeah. What?
Yo.
Damn. Okay. All right. Mm,
So there's that.
yeah. So it says it here, like when you go to Stranger Things, it's called Wiki. It says the Duffer Brothers, while researching the alleged 1943 Philadelphia experiment for a school documentary, stumbled across the Montauk Project conspiracy and became obsessed with it. According to conspiracy theory, which originated from Preston B. Nichols' novel Experiments in Time, there were a series of United States government projects conducting at Camp Hero, Montauk Air Force Station at Montauk, New York. These imagined experiments involve psychological warfare techniques and research into time travel. Which is weird because if you get now I just thought about this, you get the correlation, the Duffer Brothers, and then you have the Cameron brothers.
Oh dang. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Brothers, but so and
Maybe
then
yeah,
it's them.
yeah, the Philadelphia experiment too
yeah,
is a whole nother thing. That's exciting. Story.
yeah.
About Tom Hanks getting AIDS and stuff.
Whoa,
Nah,
whoa.
I'm kidding. Is that where you draw the line? Tom Hanks
Yeah,
getting AIDS?
woohoo. Hang on now.
Nah, I'm just joking. Yeah, the
Oh,
Philadelphia one was a Philadelphia experiment.
Mhm.
yes. Which you can't talk about the Philadelphia experiment without talking about the Rainbow experiment or Rainbow Project.
Yep. Or the
What
Phoenix Project.
or the Phoenix Project, correct.
Sorry. You're like, don't jump ahead. Damn it. I'm trying to do this. Nah.
Oh no, bro, you good. You good. You guys,
Yeah, yeah.
hey, we're here to entertain, man.
What's the Rainbow Project?
The
The Rainbow. Oh, you want to go ahead with that one?
no. Go ahead, Drew. Do your
Just like
thing.
a quick
I don't
quick
know.
thing of it.
Was the Rainbow or Project Rainbow was the name given by CIA to a research project aimed at reducing the radar cross section of the Lockheed U-2 and lowering the chance that it would be detected. No, that's not it. What in the world? Project Rainbow is a CIA project, but then there's the Rainbow Project. It's has provided trauma-informed best practice, evidence-based and culturally responsive mental health services and resources to those living in Dane County and surrounding communities since 1980.
So
Um,
what is it? To induce trauma?
what in the world? I'm like getting fake news information over here. I'm like, what in the world?
Mm-mm-mm.
Sorry, I'm like reading something and then it's.
No,
Sorry
you're
about that.
good,
I'm
bro.
gonna kill these dogs.
I was saying just like that era, the whole World War II era, up
Mhm.
to like the 90s, the CIA projects got pretty heavy. And so, how you said you can't talk about the Philadelphia experiment without talking about the Rainbow Project or whatever it was.
Correct.
So in Stranger Things, they have the kids in their little CIA laboratory. They get free time in the Rainbow Room. So
Correct.
that's another tie back to
Yeah.
the CIA.
Yeah, and in season 4, it's called the Nina Project. Did you guys hear about
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Episode 5. Um, one of the scientists, while he was talking to L11, he was talking about ICBMs, which is intercontinental ballistic missiles, silos,
Yep.
and
And how they
they
have
were
them
actually
everywhere.
using this. Yeah, how they have them everywhere, and they were actually using the tunnels
Mm-hmm.
for basically their laboratory.
Yeah. He said it was empty, so they had to use it for something.
Exactly. And where was
So,
it? Nevada.
mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Real quick. Yeah, yeah, folks, we're just jumping around here because it's just it all ties. It's fine. It all ties into it, like Drew said back in Project Bluebeam. It all ties together. It'll all make sense.
Yeah, they all go
Some way,
hand in
shape, or
hand
form.
at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I found with the Project Rainbow, I keep pulling up Project Rainbow instead of the Rainbow Project. I don't know why that's not showing.
It's all right. I just wanted to do a little callback to the Rainbow Room in the show.
Okay.
But you're getting way real with it.
No, there's way more than that. It's and then whoa, the Rainbow Project. It also is a non-profit organization based in Northern Ireland that promotes the health and well-being of the LGBT people. It's
Well,
not
that's
what I
good.
was referring to. What? Yeah, this organization developed the HIV. No, I'm kidding. Actually, it does say that, but I wasn't meaning for that part to come up. Yeah, man, what the heck?
Here we go. I'm on the CIA website here.
Whoa,
Oh shit, he gonna get you.
don't do it. They're listening in.
They're gonna
I'm
come through
already
your roof.
Hey, Alan.
I'm already on list anyway.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh boy.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Status Rainbow Rainbow Program, January 13th, 1958. I wonder if this is it.
And you know what though? This might not be one that we can find.
What do you mean? Like a unicorn or something?
No, like if this is still considered top secret or it's not.
I
They
think this.
released it.
No, I think this one got declassified.
Okay.
These paper. Well, whatever. I'm on it. Screw it.
Okay.
I mean, it says status Rainbow status report Rainbow Program, January 13, 1958. We discovered that our range was limiting our measurement accuracies below 20 decimals by multiplying reflections from objects both in and outside the room.
Oh.
Considerably time has been spent in reducing these multiple reflections with some success. So I'm thinking they were playing with light and frequency.
Yeah, this thing was used, I think, to block frequency. Oh my gosh. I roll my chair and they go nuts. I think they were using something with like the frequencies and they were trying to for some reason there was like a cross section where it was blocked. There was like a certain time of day that they were doing these tests and all of a sudden the radar is blocked during these certain times of the day. And they were trying to figure out what that was.
Yep. So who was it? Was it Peter Nichols? I'm not sure. Who was I don't know, somewhere they're using the psychics to try to do all that stuff, like Code
Yes.
just explained.
That's
But
what it was. It was the
at
psychics.
some point during the day, they noticed that their psychics, whatever, were unable to do their job or whatever. And then that's when they figured out their frequencies were different at some point in the time.
Hmm.
So they're being taken control of. So that's how they had to establish to bump up the frequency or to block the incoming frequencies.
Bump up the volume.
Yeah. And so like frequencies has everything to do with life. And that's why it's in every fucking conspiracy.
Yeah. It's it then, and I think I got it from somewhere when I was doing some research around this rainbow, the rainbow experiment. It says here, April 4th, 1957. I wrote it in the notes because whatever. It says Project Rainbow test Lockheed's flight test pilot Robert Sicker. Uh, so basically, his plane malfunctioned and disappeared with him
Mhm.
and the plane.
Yeah.
They lost
Yeah.
him. So here comes the Philadelphia experiment, which which I believe they said, don't quote me on this, guys. They said that they had to they withdrew funding from the Rainbow Project, I believe, for Rainbow Experiment, and I guess somewhere around that time or whatever they went to the Philadelphia, and that's when the Philadelphia experiment came along because now they were trying to hide because this was at the end of World War II, right?
Yes, and I think it started at
The Cold War.
no, I think it started in like Washington State or something, and then they moved it to the Philadelphia Project. I think that's where the Phoenix one was. No,
Mm.
that's not right either.
Keep talking, guys. Be right back.
All right. Yeah, I think with the Phoenix one was the one with the beast, the crazy monster.
Well, Montauk had a beast as well.
Yeah, but that was the Phoenix Project. I think that started that.
Okay. You right.
Um,
You right.
the Rainbow Project, initially known as the Rainbow or as the Rainbow Project, it was later named the Phoenix Project once a connection to 1943 was established. Then we get into the Philadelphia experiment was with the Eldridge.
Yeah, which was in the 40s, right? Or was that in the
Yeah,
20s? It was the 40s.
I think it was like 1943.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, it
around the
was
same time World War
because they
II.
time traveled to the future, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's when some of the crew was like infused in the hull, in the metal.
Yeah. But I don't want to jump too far ahead. But
Oh, we jumping.
can you still hear my dogs?
I hear them now, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Just keep talking. Nah, I'm
I
joking.
will. So I'll throw down a
No.
timeline
Okay.
while you
You
guys
got
are
one?
away. Yeah, I got a
No, no,
timeline.
no. We're back. We're back. I might
Montauk
have to.
Project timelines, 1940s and 50s. So in 1942, U.S. military establishes Camp Hero in Montauk, New York during World War II. The base is used for coastal defense and radar operations. That's a big one, radar operation. 1948, the Air Force installs radar systems at Montauk as part of the Lash Up radar network, aimed at detecting Soviet bombers during the early Cold War period. So that's when you look up the Montauk Project and the Philadelphia experiment, and they get into radars for frequencies and time travel. So the radars are important there.
So that's why that big old what was that big old radar from? Or I'm sorry, for, not from. What was it for?
Like for real?
Yeah.
It's for detecting Soviet bombs. So it'll ping out a system, and then they had their screens they would watch. And it's just like you see old war movies, and the submarines have that green ping.
Right.
It'll ping something in the sky, and you can see where it's at or whatever,
Oh, okay.
how fast it's moving. Yeah.
Huh.
Let's see.
Sorry about that. They were going insane right outside my door, and I was about to chokes them out. It'll let them outside. I was like, and oh my gosh.
So
I'm
in
sorry.
1960s
Mhm.
is when the U.S. government allegedly starts doing secret experiments at Montauk,
Okay.
and that's when the Philadelphia experiment rolls around, and that focuses on time travel, mind control, and advanced technology. And also in the 1960s, the Air Force reportedly moves equipment to Montauk, utilizing the site's radar capabilities for undisclosed research. That's from Wikipedia. Who's that? No, it's your guys' turn.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll take your
That was
take
just
your lead,
filler
Shante.
for when you guys were gone.
Oh no, but that's awesome though, because I mean, it just rolls everything together, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right on, right on. All right, this is from the Naval History and Heritage Command, guys. It says here allegedly, the
Allegedly.
yeah, and in the fall of 1943, a U.S. Navy destroyer was made invisible and teleported from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to New Fork, Virginia. In an incident as the Philadelphia experiment, records in the archives branch of the Naval History and Heritage Command have been repeatedly searched, but no documents have been located which confirmed the event or any interest by the Navy in attempting such an achievement.
Mm-mm-mm.
So it says the ship involved the experiment was supposedly the USS Eldridge. The archives has reviewed the deck log and war diary from Eldridge's commissioning on August 27, 1943 at the New York Navy Yard through December 1943. The following descriptions of Eldridge activities are summarized from the ship's war diary. Okay, peep this. This is what I was talking about to you guys um, um, backstage. After commissioning, Eldridge remained in New York and in the Sound Long Island Sound until September 16th when it sailed to Bermuda. From 18th of September, the ship was in the vicinity of Bermuda, undergoing training and sea trials until 15th of October, when Eldridge left in a convoy for New York when they wait, I'm sorry, wait, from for New York, where the convoy entered on the 18th of October. The ship was in the vicinity of Bermuda undergoing training and sea trials until 15th of October, when Eldridge left in a convoy for New York, where the convoy entered on 18th of October. Eldridge remained in New York Harbor until 1st November, when it was part of the escort of for convoy UGS 23.
Mm.
So this is the part right here that I'm not understanding, and maybe it's just my poor reading because comprehension. But what do you? I mean, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing, or or just me just tripping?
Let me see. Hold up. After commissioning, Eldridge remained in New York and in the Long Island Sound until 16 September, when it sailed to Bermuda. From 18 September, the ship was in the vicinity of Bermuda, undergoing training. So it was commissioned. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It was commissioned on the 16th, and it didn't get its first mission until was the 18th. That's when it sailed to Bermuda and did trials and training. They just trained out there.
Oh, okay, okay,
That's
then
it.
yeah, okay, I was tripping then because I was
Mhm.
like, I'm like, okay, sound until 16th of September. Okay, when it sailed to Bermuda, so I thought it sailed from. They got orders from the September 16th, and then
Mhm.
started selling, and then from the 18th, the ship was in the vicinity.
Yeah.
You see where I was
Yeah. So
okay.
they got their orders.
Uh-huh.
The 16th when it sailed from there. When it sailed to Bermuda from 18th September, the ship was yeah. So from 18th from the 18th of September and onward, it was in the vicinity of Bermuda, doing what it do. But keep reading that because it gets more interesting.
Okay, and then it says when I left off. Okay, Eldridge remained in New York Harbor until November 1st of November when it was part of the escort for convoy UGS 23, New York section on. Uh, 2 November, the convoy entered Naval Training Base Newfork on 3 November. Eldridge and convoy UGS 23 left for Casablanca, where it arrived on the 22nd of November. On 29th November, Eldridge left as one of the escorts for convoy Gus 22 and arrived with the convoy on 17th December at New York Harbor. Eldridge remained in New York on availability training and in Block Island Sound until 31 December when it steamed to Newport with 4 other ships. During the time frame, Eldridge was never in Philadelphia. So it says here, I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you start at that second paragraph where it says supposedly.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, the crew of the civilian merchant ship SS Andrew
I don't know.
whatever. SS Andrew observed the arrival via teleportation on the Eldridge into the Newfork area. Andrew movement report cards are in the 10th Fleet records in the custody of the modern military branch, National Archives and Records Administration. 8601 Adelphi Road, blah, 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 which also has custody of the action reports, war diaries, and deck logs of all World War II Navy ships, including Eldridge. The movement report card lists the merchant ships' ports of call, the dates of the visits, and convoy destinations, if any. The movement report card shows that Andrew left Newfork with convoy UGS 15 on 16 August 1943 and arrived at Casablanca on 2nd of September.
So all it's saying is that they witnessed the Eldridge arrive via teleportation.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Now this is the part where the crew members were all jacked up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know if it's going to say that in here though.
No,
I don't think it's going to say it in here. I think it's going to say it. I had another report up here. I got to find it again because I didn't have it. So hold on, give me a second. Fields of ship's crew. Okay. The Office of Naval Research has stated that the use of force fields to make a ship and her crew invisible does not conform to known physical laws. ONR also claims that Dr. Albert Einstein unified field theory was never completed during 1943-1944. Einstein was a part-time consultant with the Navy Bureau of Ordnance, undertaking theoretical research on explosives and explosions. There's no indication that Einstein was involved in research relevant to invisibility or to teleportation. Oh shit. But I mean, they had all the greats, man. They had what, Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and freaking also his name was John what was it?
John Elway. No, I don't know.
What's his name? Neumann or whatever they call it. He came from Budapest to America. He was like one of the smartest dudes, scientists. He was like he was a consultant for the military, and he was like, he actually John von Neumann. He came up with the set theory, game theory, and also AI around that time.
What is
Okay.
set theory? SET?
Yes, sir.
I'll have to look
SET.
into that one. I'm gonna make a note so I don't forget. Like, what the heck is set theory?
Yeah. It says comprehension search of the archives has failed to identify records of a Project Rainbow related interpretation or making a ship disappear. In the 1940s, the code name Rainbow was used to refer to the Rome, Berlin, Tokyo axis. The Rainbow plans were the war plans to defeat Italy, Germany, and Japan. Rainbow, the plane in effect on December 7, 1941, when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, was the plan the U.S. used to fight the Axis powers. So basically, when the ship came back, allegedly teleported and went back to what, Norfolk. I don't know why I would say North. Teleported back to Philadelphia. That the crew was some of the crew was disoriented. They were tripping out basically, and some were like uh
Confused.
fused to the ship.
Oof.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to
He
draw
said
a
Tom
picture.
Selleck.
No.
Tom Solid.
What the heck?
I was just talking to somebody earlier, and they were like, Tom Selleck was supposed to be Han Solo, and they were like,
Dang.
they gave it to Harrison Ford instead.
Really?
So as soon as you started saying Harrison Ford, for some reason I thought I heard Tom Selleck.
Oh shoot.
That's the trippy transfer in.
Yeah, that's weird. That's that. I never knew that. That's a fun fact. Thanks, Drew. That's awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, no problem. That's the facts we come with. The hot fire.
Yeah. That's right, man.
Yeah, man. So oh, wow. Yeah, so that's that's the thing I want to run it by you guys. I was like, okay, so 2 days, and I'm like, okay, so it did teleport or allegedly, but I read that wrong.
Allegedly.
Okay, so thank you for clarifying that, man. I was like, what the heck? I'm over here tripping out. I thought I thought I stumbled into something. I'm like, oh no, I just read that wrong.
Now with once everybody transported and stuff like that,
Hmm.
there were some people that died. There were some people that fell overboard or whatever, and there were some people that were fused into the boat hull and inside the bulkheads, like the walls of the ship and stuff. And they said like their bodies would be hanging out but not fully out, and then they died like of excruciating pain, or
Yep.
they passed away. They're no longer with us allegedly, but yeah, it's crazy.
It is, and this, dude, this sounds like this whole thing. If you like, research it, it sounds like a freaking like a good sci-fi flick, man.
Yeah, the
Stranger
guy that
Things.
yes, exactly. I haven't seen the last 2 seasons.
Girl, you missing out.
Wait,
Oh
wait,
yeah.
wait. Which one had the kid that was like the lifeguard? That the mom liked the lifeguard?
Yeah, that's Stranger Things.
Is that season
Season.
2 or 3?
I think that's 3.
Okay, all right. Because I don't think I've seen 4 then.
I mean,
And then I
that's
think they're about to start 5, right? Or is that already
Yeah.
out?
No, five hasn't started yet.
Man.
it's in
And
the
you just
works.
binged? Did you get caught up?
I did.
Twisted Josh? Wait, you just got caught up?
No. I just didn't. I didn't get caught. I just started. Matter of fact, I've been caught up, but I just just it.
I
I
got you.
haven't wait. I haven't. I didn't watch it for about a year, and and so it's like I remember some of that stuff, but I
Yeah.
just
Yo.
rewatched some episodes, so to bring to tie into this
Yep.
Yep.
you
I
know
like
episode.
my favorite character in that show is Rudy.
It's Rudy.
Rudy.
Samwise Gamgee or whatever his name is.
I don't know who
Oh
Rudy
Lord of the
is.
yeah,
Rings.
oh yeah, Austin Green, right? No,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah,
Brian,
no.
no, Brian Austin Green's from freaking 90210.
No, I know, but his last name is Austin, right?
Sean Astin.
Sean. Yeah. Okay. Aston. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who's
I was
that
like,
though?
Brian Austin Green. That's 90210.
Who
Yeah.
that is? Hey, who that is, man?
You don't know who that is?
No.
Hold on, I got you.
Who do you play?
Brian Austin Green played. Wait. Are you talking about Stranger Things or 90210?
Talk about Stranger Things.
Oh. He was Winona Ryder's boyfriend.
Oh,
Yep.
He got chased
all
down
right. Yeah.
by
All
the
right, I know what
animal
you're talking
from
about.
the Phoenix
Dude,
Project.
I know him from Encino Man.
What?
Yeah, right? Isn't that him?
I don't know. I never seen Encino Man.
How you never seen Encino Man?
What's it about? Oh,
I
It's a
seen it.
Pauly Shore movie.
Yeah.
It has Brendan Fraser in it and
The
him.
Leaning Tower of Cheese.
Jesus.
Sorry. Oh, okay.
What? What? Hold on. I gotta look that up because I don't, dude. I don't remember.
So Pauly Shore, it's a Pauly Shore movie,
Yeah.
I got
but
you.
in
I'll
the
share it.
Disney movie, it's called A Goofy Movie. Pauly Shore plays a character, and he has like easy cheese that you spray, you know, and he
Yeah.
makes the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but he calls it the Leaning Tower of Cheese.
Yeah. But I put Encino Man up there for you right now.
That's a
There you
classic
go.
movie.
Let's add
Yeah.
it to the stage. I gotta stop that in a second.
Sorry, I'm like screwing up your stuff.
No,
And
you're
then
good, bro. You're good. Oh
Encino
yeah.
Man. Look at the cast. He's should be in it.
oh yeah. Sorry. I'm just getting into the Goofy movie.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's one for me. One for Chento.
Yeah, Chen Tizzle.
1 point.
What the heck, man?
Yeah, Sean Astin portrayed Dave, the teenager who discovered the caveman. Now, if you go to Stranger Things,
Well, he was in
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings too, right?
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
I probably should have started with that instead of Encino Man, but
Nah,
whatever.
yeah.
I'm old.
I mean, we're time traveling here, so that's
Yeah,
good.
that's right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Keeping with the theme.
Oh,
There
he
you
was
go.
Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
He was
It's
like, "Oh, Frodo."
Yeah, Frodo's best friend.
Yeah, the ring general. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, man, I love that movie though, man. Lord of the Rings. I can freaking watch it again and again.
I mean, it's good.
Love it. I try to get into that. I try to get into that series on try to get into
HBO.
that series on Amazon or
Oh,
yeah.
Or I might be wrong. I have no idea. But
No, I might be wrong too.
the Rings of Power or something.
oh, is
Something
it?
like
I
that.
think it
Yeah.
is on Amazon. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
So yeah, I try to get into that, but I do that for some reason I can't. I
I
don't
heard
know
they went
why.
woke.
It be
Yeah,
happens. It
maybe.
happens.
It does.
Yeah.
It happens, man.
All right. So let's
So the Philadelphia Project pretty much was the boat or the ship transporting and those people that were stuck inside the ship that died. There
Mhm.
was people that got very nauseous. There was people that there was a handful of people that were okay, but I think
Right.
that might have been their justification of not having the real story out there because these people, a lot of them passed away on this ship,
I think.
supposedly,
Yeah, I think
allegedly.
like all of them.
But two of them were sent. Well, one of them specifically was
Who
sent
were
40
who?
years into the future.
There's
Danny
the
Duncan.
Cameron. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all
No,
right.
I'm kidding. No,
The Cameron brothers, right?
yeah,
Correct.
Cameron,
Yeah.
something Cameron and something Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Duncan and Ed Cameron.
Yes,
One was treated, and the other one like went about their merry way.
yes, and he
Yep.
didn't find out until years later, I think, right? Where he
Yeah.
was
Right.
like, "I was that guy. I do remember now."
I forgot how he made it back to Montauk, and then that's when it all started coming back to him that he was here and
The
started like
second one or the
remembering
first one?
things. Bro,
So the
I
first one,
don't know. My
he
bad.
got sent into the future to
It's like 2130 something, right?
no, I think in 1980 something first.
Mm.
Or the 1970s. I think he got thrown like 30 to 40 years into the future. I think he went to the 70s
Yes.
and then became a part of the Montauk Project and started
Mhm.
running it.
Right.
And then from there, the other guy was, yeah. And then I think something else happened to him where he got sent to the future even further to like 2139 or 2130 something, right?
Yeah,
It was
correct.
21 something.
20,
Yeah,
2137 or something like
yeah,
you're right. You're
30
right
out
around there.
6. No, I'm just kidding. But so he ended up um starting the Montauk Project. For some reason, like everything was like in his mind, like telling him like this is how it's supposed to be. You're gonna run this, and then
Mhm.
that's when he
Yeah.
started doing these experiments on these people in Montauk, at the base, which was
Montauk?
Camp Hero at the time, right?
Camp
Right.
Hero.
Yeah, more like Camp Zero.
Oh.
Pew, pew, pew. No, and then there was another one too. So he mentioned like the Montauk chair. I remember hearing about that. It was a versatile piece of furniture that evokes a feeling of warmth and family. Um, it had like it was made up of a bunch of coils, and then they were running like what's it called? They were running like frequencies and stuff through it while he sat in it. And then that's how he
Yep.
was able to like channel some things and like remember some things. And then what I was trying to remember, I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but when they started the Montauk Project, it was like right after World War II and like during like before the or during the Cold War.
Yes.
And they were trying to um they were using some sort of like telekinesis with those psychics, right?
Yep.
Right.
And the psychics were starting to um turn things like from their mind onto the computer screen. So they would think of an apple and an apple would come up. And then it started slowly becoming like more what would you call it? Physical? Like it was in their physical
He
realm
could
or their
he could
physical thing.
manifest.
Yes.
Mhm.
First they could manifest something onto a screen. And then
Yeah.
they could manifest something like 3D printed, I guess.
Okay.
Or so they could
Like in
manifest
physical.
something that they could print or something. And then he was able to manifest something into the physical
I
world.
gotcha.
Oh, check this
And
out, guys. I found the Montauk chair. You guys can you guys
Yeah,
know
put it
what
up.
put it up. Bam, right there. Very comfy.
Look at that.
jeez, that's on you, Corey.
Yeah. Look at that back, bro.
Yeah. Can't blow that back out with that thing.
Oh my god. That
Jeez.
means two things.
It does. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird Montauk chairs. Maybe
But
that's like Montauk, New York, like the style there.
in the so he was able to sit in that chair and
Uh-huh.
channel and find people, right? And take control of people like that, right? Code, am I saying that right?
I think so.
So he was able to do that, which ties us back into our title in Stranger Things. The main demon, what's his name, Vector or something like that, or is
Right.
that
Yeah. Vector.
he was able to attach himself to all these little vines or whatever and
Mhm.
find people and take control of them, possess them, if you
Yep.
will. But just like Elle, she had to go into a trance to find her friends as well with frequencies. She had to have sound, so she had to have like the TV on with the white noise,
Mhm.
or she had to have water running. So frequency, that's the thing here.
Yeah. Jeez. I got some pictures too if you guys want to check them out.
Yeah, bring him up, cool. Oh, here you go. Yep. There you
And
go.
it better not be of you with your shirt off again.
Yeah, so here's what the actual building looked like, and they had like the radar, and I think
That's
it's
what he
straight.
has in the background.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah.
All
Now
right.
we could see it. No, I was blocking
Yeah.
it with my
Yeah.
big head. But then there's some. They still have the building and stuff up too,
Mhm.
and then there's L trying to make the drink open, I think. And it says something about the Montauk chair, but they don't show it in here.
Yeah, I can't find that, man. I was trying to look for the chair, but of course,
You know
can't
what? I
find it.
found
I'm
this one.
sure. I'm sure it's just a chair with that
Oh,
headgear on it. Oh, what is that? That's an electric chair. What are you doing? What are you
is that an
showing
elevator?
us?
I don't know what that is. It looks like.
So, just for
Uh,
the sake of tying it back to our title, the Project Nina, that dome that she had to go in. Would we say
Yeah.
that
Yep.
it's like the Montauk chair?
Oh
what is
yeah.
it
It
called?
had TV.
Project Nino?
because she had to get her powers back.
Okay.
That sent her back in time. Oh man, I'm on a roll, y'all.
Oh, you are.
Dagnabbit.
No cap. Trying to see if I can
Was it
find.
like that bathtub?
She was in a bathtub, but Nina was like almost like a space capsule.
Nina or Nino?
Nina, because
What? This looks like
she
our
was a
logo.
girl. Don't do that. We ain't doing that right
Sorry,
now.
sorry. Nina.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wish they. This thing?
Yeah, but look for something. That's what she's in it. See that one right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, yeah, that makes sense. So they were able to let her. It was almost like a deprivation chamber. Is that what they're called?
Man, I don't know.
It's like when or hyperbolic chamber. It's where deprivation. I think it's a deprivation.
It's just full of water, and that's what she would be in.
Yeah. Sorry. This
Like
stupid
the
dog.
Fifth Sense. No, not like that. Total Recall.
All right. You guys didn't hear me, did you?
No. What'd you
Okay.
do? Yell at him?
Yeah, she's a freaking turd. Um, yeah. So there's a thing called the hyperbolic chamber. Man, deprivation. Oh my goodness.
But it doesn't matter. Like, Josh, you know what I'm saying? Like, could that be the chair? Maybe.
Yeah, like. Oh, Josh, you're muted.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome.
So do you see these things? These are called deprivation chambers, where what happens is when you go into these, it's almost like a form of meditation, and
Right.
it's like lukewarm. I think it's like salt water, and you pretty much can lay in it for like an hour, and you pretty much pay rent or not rent. You pay like a $20 fee, or probably it's probably actually more than that. Um,
Okay.
but you sit in that thing and it pretty much you can meditate and like kind of zone out. And some people will say like you can make your mind like completely blank while you're in there. And as soon as you could like release yourself from all thoughts, you easily and the more stressed you are, the less you're able to float. But as soon as you can like release
Man, I
the
would have flowed
stress,
at all.
yeah, I know. It's like a hot tub. Uh
Yeah.
but this is what I think of Elle's thing when she was like able to focus because she was able to clear her mind. She had peace and quiet. That thing was covering her, so it kept all the sound out. So she was able to focus completely on not only where she was, but where
Right.
she wanted to end up. And then that's when
Mhm.
everything would turn black, and then she would be able to get to different locations. And I think that they were using her for like what was it supposed to be like during the Cold War? They wanted to use that for spies. So they wanted the person to connect to that spy and where they were, and then retrieve and tell them exactly where they were supposed to be or what they were doing and what they were near. And I remember hearing videos where uh sorry, I'll exit out of this. I remember hearing video or seeing videos where um they would be talking to somebody and telling them, "What do you see? What's around you?" And the
Okay.
person would be like, "I think I see a man." And they would be like, "Don't tell me what you see. Like, don't tell me what you think you see. Tell me what you see." And the person would be like, "I see a figure. It looks like a
Yeah.
human." And then they would kind of break it down that way. And then once they got to explaining those little snippets and stuff of what
Mhm.
they're actually seeing, they were able to actually see what it actually was. And they would see not only the person, but the surroundings. So then they could tell somebody the surroundings that they were, and then they would be able to go back and use that same information against that spy and then tell the government their government or something allegedly like, hey, these guys were in this area, they told us. And they were like, how did you know? How would you have known that this guy was in this location or this area? And they'd be like, oh, he was telling us your secrets there. and because they were able to tell him, tell the tell their government like exactly which location they were in, they believed that opposing government instead of the actual spy, and it would like get them into trouble and stuff like that too.
Wow.
Yeah,
Huh.
and I
Yep.
just made all that up. No, I'm
Nah,
just kidding.
man.
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Philadelphia experiment or project,
Okay.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That's mind control and how to take. Yeah, man.
Yes,
Definitely
sir.
dig into that more. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, it's weird because I pulled up how many because I had to go into Operation Paperclip because they came up along with all this because that's where they were doing allegedly at Montauk, mind control. You mean that I didn't know how many scientists they had until now? 1,600 Nazi scientists
Dang.
brought over?
For paperclip?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just heard recently. I think I just heard this earlier today. Um, they were giving the scientists an option to come here, almost in a way of like seeking asylum,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where they'd be like, "Come here, and then if you come work for us, we won't prosecute you." And then they started seeing the ones staying back getting prosecuted, and they were like, "We don't want to deal with that." So they
Right.
jumped ship before they could even get prosecuted. And honestly, I almost wonder like if a lot of them were just German scientists, they were just under the Nazi name
Mhm.
because they were in that country at that time. Like I don't know if they were all propagated at that time too, but that's who knows. I'm not German or from the 1940s,
Yeah. Wow.
allegedly.
I mean I mean that blew my mind though when I heard about that. I was like, well, I know they brought over science, but I didn't know how many. And then I was like, yo, get the heck out of here. Seriously? I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. Well, I mean, it actually would make sense because I remember seeing a documentary of, uh, you know, the Nazi, whatever, because they show it on, they have it on Netflix and blah blah blah, and then it was like to a point to where the people around that were around the camp, the Nazi concentration camps, they didn't even know Hitler was doing all that to the Jews,
Jeez.
and they're like, "Well, we didn't know," kind of like to me to some extent. I was like, "Well, how didn't you know what they were doing?" Which actually leads me to this, which brings me back because I'm like, well, we wouldn't know either because we're fed all this, information, whether it's all this different kind of information, and you just gotta try to make the best of it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I
Mhm.
can see in a way they can play ignorant to a point, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had
Sorry.
videos. I thought I was gonna be able to show, but like some on like different dimensions or dimensions, and like
Hmm.
I just have this parking lot video. This girl like lost her Jeep, and she keeps walking around and can't find it. But it might be a bad edit. I don't even want to waste your guys' time with it.
No, it's fine. On this video here, I don't the video that I sent you, Drew.
Hmm.
Um, Let me see if I can bring it up here. I had Preston Nichols saying that what you guys were saying earlier that Cameron, that Duncan, I believe that was him. He would actually project a beer can, beer. I think he said it was Bud Light, and he
You sent
said,
this to me?
"Yeah,
What the heck?
remember?
Let's
I
see
sent you a
it.
text."
Uh,
So this
oh,
is him.
X.
This is Preston Nichols right here.
Okay.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'll have to look for it. But he said that Duncan could make a beer. Had made a beer, a Bud Light beer. Come up. They grabbed the beer. They tasted it. They said it tasted just like Bud Light, even better than Bud Light.
Probably crisp.
I'm like, how in the heck? Like, I'm like,
So
what?
that's right. That's what they were able to do. They were able to project it as like a hologram, and then
Mm,
project it physically.
Correct.
okay. Jeez. And man, I keep forgetting his name.
My name, Vince.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
The dude on the video.
is
Okay,
that
this
Peter?
guy. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Shanti.
No, who was that? Is that Preston Nichols?
Yes, this is Mr. Nichols here.
Okay.
Okay. Is he the one that was he started his own thing and he created his own Montauk chair, but he had it in
Probably.
a school bus. Did you hear about that at all?
No, I didn't hear about that.
I mean, he
Oh
I
my
made a
gosh.
book.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Preston.
sure this is him. So this guy, this is where it takes a turn for the darkness and turn for the worst.
Oh, let's go dark.
All right. Let's get deep. Balls deep.
Yeah.
No, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
so he started reaching out to people and saying his story of what was happening to him and that he was from the past or the future or something like that, I think as well. And he got these kids like that were dealing with the trauma that
Mhm.
were like from broken homes or runaways or they got abused of some sort or they were in some sort of system or whatever the case. And he started getting these children to come, well, not children, they were like they were like young adult men, like in their early 20s and stuff.
Mhm.
And he would get them to become this Montauk type family. And what these guys did was they went to him, he starts explaining to them what happened, and then they, because of the split, because they already had trauma, he was able to trigger some of their trauma and get them to um like almost like misremember that they were a part of it. But with him, how they said what happened is these guys would have to go sit on this chair that was made of a bunch of different like electrical coils and stuff.
Okay.
And it was said that, without getting into too much detail, these guys would leave the bus all distraught and like very like shooken up or almost like upset, and he would come out all sweaty and he would like do stuff.
Trying to say you raped him or something like
Yeah,
that.
but I was trying to not demonetize his
Oh,
video.
my bad. I apologize.
No, I worried
That's
about
on
being
me.
monetized, bro.
That's on me. I
Yeah,
apologize.
he graped him in the mouth. You're like, whoa. No,
What the
Well, I was
what?
trying. I don't
I
know.
said
All
grape.
right,
I said grape with G.
that's my bad, y'all.
Yeah,
That's
but
on
there was
me.
like a bunch of men that he was doing this to. And he was almost like getting them to relive their trauma by doing that to them and then kind of getting them to do an additional split because he was able to explain that they were a part of this. So they were slowly getting remembering their trauma and things that were he was causing them a like a trauma induced memory,
Mm.
and these kids were messed with when they were younger. So now that they're older young men, he would do something like that to them, and it would trigger something for them to remember their trauma, and then he would almost replace their memories with what he said happened during the Montauk Project.
So more like he would just okay. So are you saying like in a word in a like kind of like fabricating?
Yes. So for example, like a child that's 8 years old or younger,
Right.
if they have some sort of trauma that happens to them,
Okay.
they can slowly shut things down and not remember any of it.
Right.
And that's like a defense mechanism for some of them, and that or a coping mechanism. Now, if the trauma keeps happening, like what they would do for MK Ultra, they would keep having trauma happen to them. It doesn't have to be like sexual or anything. It could be like starvation. It could be
Right.
torture, electric shock. It could be
Hmm.
that kind of trauma. But if you do it to somebody at such a young age, it breaks them, and then you're able to input whatever you need them to do for you as well. So, for example, like the Manchurian Candidate. You ever seen that movie?
No.
No. So the Manchurian Candidate is pretty much like they pretty much cause a trauma. That way they can induce something in you to be able to give you like a trigger word. And like say for example, if a bell rings, then they know like you're constantly pushing this narrative or pushing this direction on them. So like
Mm,
say for example, if you're like, I want you to assassinate this person,
right.
and then what they would do is they would constantly have them watch things over and over and over again and then ring a bell. And then
Mm,
all of a sudden, like when the bell rings, it automatically gets them to focus on that task. And you could slowly task them to do those things. And then what will happen is like there might be like a safe word, for example, that will get them out of that trigger.
got
So
it.
it could even be the point of like, okay, you're gonna go up to this guy and or you're not even gonna go up to him, you could just be sniping him or whatever. But you can go up to this guy and shoot him, and the gunshot might be the trigger that pops you back.
Mm,
So like you could shoot the guy and be like, "What the heck just happened?" And everybody rushing you, and you're like, "I don't know what's going on." Like you honestly wouldn't know what's going on because something was ingrained in you that way. And like that's how I think the Manchurian Candidate was they were trying to have him. They were trying to set him up for like a political action. So
okay.
then what was going to happen was I'm not 100% sure, but I think he was going to create this he was going to do this act where he was going to like assassinate somebody,
Mm.
and then he was going to forget it, and then they were going to put him in a position of power.
Oh wow. I'll
It
I'll
was
have to check that
something
out.
crazy. Yeah, it's like an
So,
older movie. It's with Denzel and Liev Schreiber.
Okay.
Yeah.
what's this video right here that we have queued
Uh,
up?
yeah. This is him explaining the Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah. This is the
Professor
guy that did
Nichols.
the messed up stuff to the kids in that bus, or older adults in that bus.
I
So
think he died
pretty
recently,
crazy.
right? Or
He died in like 2018, I think.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. He's the one that died in 2018. There was another one I think that died in 2007. That might have been Al.
I don't know which
That
one.
might have been Al Bielek.
Yeah. I think
Alright.
I believe Al Billig died at the last time I read was 2011.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Then this guy might have been a little bit later. And then there
Yeah.
was another one that just happened too. Somebody said that the Montauk Project, or there was another project that was attached to it, popped up again in 2020.
2020. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't have that in my notes.
Um,
I'm gonna play this real quick in a second while we're looking. In a
Yeah.
second.
CW power. We believe today the CW power output of the Montauk Project was in the order of 100 megawatts or 100 million watts, and the pulse power was up in the power. They could actually materialize things. Now, if Duncan could form something in his mind,
This
this
is it,
thing
right?
had the power to actually bring it into physical reality and materialize.
Through the system at the end of the process, it would occur.
It could actually, if he thought of a can of beer, it could create that can of beer and you could drink
Wow.
it. So he was trained to actually visualize something in its entirety. And what they were experimenting with was precipitating or materializing objects around the base. My favorite was a can of Budweiser beer on the base commander's desk. The base commander liked Bud. So they showed Duncan a picture of the base commander's desk in his office, and he would visualize in his virtual reality a can of Budweiser beer sitting on that desk. Sure enough, it would appear on that desk. And the guy could drink it, it didn't poison him or anything. He said it was very good. It was better than typical Bud was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But they noticed a peculiarity here. Something very peculiar was happening.
It was
He
a
might
Montauk.
concentrate at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The can of beer might appear 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, anywhere in that stretch. It would be out of real time. So it was realized, hey, this thing will bend time. Of course, they got all excited over that. And they sent the whole group of us technical scientific people out to study time. They told us, learn everything you can about time, how to control it, what it is. This was like 1979. By 1981, we had modified the system so we had a working time tunnel, a working time portal. Duncan here, and we think there may have been one other psychic used for the time. Duncan here has multiple time references, and which he can speak on in a bit, because we're almost to the end of the project, where he could actually visualize another time, and you would have a personal connection to these multiple time connections to actually visualize that exact time that he was trying to visualize. Means if he visualized 1800, let's say Paris, France, 1800 on a street corner, his mind had a virtual image, a virtual reality image created of that street corner in Paris in 1800. And if they picked that out, it would make a connection, first energetic and then physical, to that point in France in 1800.
Would it occur?
It would occur.
In a limited space, in wherever it chooses to? Is it controllable in terms of where it occurs?
Whatever he could concentrate on, that's how tightly they get controlled. And they actually,
so you could make it appear at a specific place?
Yes.
Okay.
They used the master 19.
You're talking about the holodeck on the Enterprise.
But more advanced. Because the holodeck would not actually send you to 1800. Now, physically, it would recreate 1800. You'd be walking into a virtual reality.
Wow.
The Duncan's mind would create the holodeck function that the computers on the Star Trek created. Then the big transmitter would actually make it physical and real. It was first started out that they could view it and display it on a TV screen. Then once they got where they wanted, then they could record it, extend it, and they could make an actual opening from the present to whatever time they're
So it's not creating anything, it's just realizing what's there already.
Sure.
Making an attachment.
So in a sense, all time is occurring at the same time as what the result of that experiment.
Of course, to make a long story short, they then cleared everybody off the base, brought in a super elite secret group to do the time research. That's when they were starting to muck around and monkey with time itself. Of course, we can go into umpteen billion different stories here of what they could have done and what they did. So, then of course, at the end of the project, in August 12, 1983, they made the connections. Slightly earlier, the two guys came from 43 to 83. The project's locked up. They created this huge vortex between 83 and 43. It was decided maybe early July, late July, early August of 1983, that what was being done out at Montauk was not for the best. Some people were starting to get cold feet. They were starting to get scared, to be honest with you. There was meetings held privately among the group.
Because the technologies were so advanced that none of the interim...
This group was monkeying around with time. They could go back and change the life of Christ if they wanted. It was getting very concerning, very scary. After a number of meetings privately between the people inside, not the management of Montauk, but the workers, it was decided this project had to crash.
And who made that decision?
I don't know for sure. I don't know who made it. What's decided the project had to crash? We were going to bring down the project by putting into Duncan a command that when we said the time is now, to bring up into his conscious mind a monster from the subconscious. A Bigfoot, essentially. So, August 12, 1983, he went into a chair, turned on, he was connecting, we didn't even know where he was connecting to it.
You're muted.
Hold on. Did he say a Yeti?
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
like a
these
Bigfoot.
motherfuckers said a Yeti.
But
Speaking code Yeti, get your.
I got you. I got
But there
you.
was, when you look into the story, there was someone code. Hey, Drew sent me something about this. So when I was digging into it, I forgot who went to the island and started looking around the ruins. They found a homeless dude living there, and he said he used to be a military scientist or engineer, something like that,
Mhm.
who
Yep.
worked there. And it was all good until a beast came and destroyed everything. And then when you dig a little deeper into the alleged story,
Mhm.
Duncan was the one who would be hooked up to the chair, and he would do what he do, and someone would whisper to him that word, like what was it? It's time or whatever.
Yeah, it's time.
Yes.
That's what he said.
The time is now or something like that.
Yep.
And then that like is the MK Ultra thing that Drew just explained to us. His key word that flipped him, and then that's when he
Release the Kraken.
manifested he manifested this beast into the world.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Now, do you go back down real quick with the one with the tentacles?
Tentacles at the bottom.
Yeah, at the bottom. Yeah, yeah.
Let's
That
see.
I would be like, oh, yeah, okay, that's what's
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? This other one, I don't even know. It looks like a half
Yeah, what do
dog,
you
half
do?
chicken, or something like that.
What do you do? Oh, the chicken god.
Oh, Abraxas.
Abraxas is a thing, bro. Go down that
Yeah.
road later on. That's not for right now, but that's
Oh,
another road that you should.
The chicken snake god of the Anunnaki. No.
The chicken headed snake god.
Yeah. Don't get woken
what?
up too soon. You gotta stay asleep a little bit longer.
Oh
You
hell
know what
no,
I'm saying?
man.
Yeah.
But so to cover their tracks, they had Duncan do that. They had a key word. He manifested this beast into reality and covered up the tracks.
Ew.
I don't know what that little sea pig is, but
This is what they were saying what it was, and I guess what they were saying is that the skin and the fat expanded because of the thing was in the ocean. And they said that it was probably like a raccoon or a
a
coyote,
raccoon.
and they were
That's
trying to
man
say it
bear
was a
pig.
raccoon. Huh?
Man bear pig.
Yeah. But like this part here of its nose, because it got wore off in the
Mm.
ocean because it like sat too long, it looked like a beak. So like when
Mm.
people are like, "Oh, it's a beak," but then when you actually look at this, it's like, no, that's just where the cartilage of its nose would have probably been too. And they said because it was
Maybe.
in the ocean for such a long time, all of the water, it absorbed a lot of the water and it didn't get punctured. So it was like a fat like thing. But they said it could have been a coyote as well. That was just speculation, and then these are just I don't know. That's probably just something else. I mean, it's got a weird hand and then a dog hand or paw.
Uh-oh.
But there's also the one place though. It was called Plum Island
Yes,
next to
Montauk.
Montauk and on
Yeah.
Long Island Sound. Like the Long Island Sound, it's like a bunch of different islands and like a
Uh-huh.
different like area and stuff. But like Plum Island is over here. And the rest, I think Montauk was up in this area or region.
Mhm.
Uh,
The tip of the island's Montauk, right? The tip. It's the tip.
up here. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's the tip.
I don't know.
I don't know. You're false advertising. You're tricking me. I'm like looking for a tip. You're like, it's the penis one right there. I'm like, oh, you
Yeah, there
got
you go.
me.
That's the tip right there.
Yeah. So I guess they were talking about they were going to make the Montauk area where the base was, the military
Mhm.
base. They were going to make that they were going to try to sell it off to like make it like a park or something. And then I think it became a park in like 2000 and 2001 or something like that, like early 2000s. And they said that Plum Island was actually an island where they were doing like experiments on animals, hybrids, and stuff like that. But this wildlife preserve, as soon as they found out that Montauk was going to get opened up to the public and other things like that, they were like, no, we need to change this into like a nature preserve instead. And they made it where nobody's allowed on the island anymore, but there are like it is a national park, I guess.
Yes.
And they said like the buildings are off limits, and same with the tunnels or the underground like piping or sewer system, I guess. And they said that people in the area, some of them will still break in over there and do little tours and stuff of it too.
Oh wow.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Plum Island is the animal disease center, right? They have a animal disease center on Plum Island. Share this instead.
I didn't know about
Yeah, I
that.
think it's something to where, well, if something gets out of there, then I
Money.
guess we're all messed up. But
Plum Island Animal Disease Center. Since 1954, the Plum Island Animal Disease Center has served as a nation's premier defense against accidental or intentional introduction of transboundary animal disease. What the?
Yeah, that's the gain of function.
what that is?
Gain of function. You want to explain it, or you want me to explain it?
It didn't come from China. Joe, I can't say that word right.
Didn't come from a
China.
bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gain of function is where they can make a virus or a disease be able to be transmittable between a human and a person. And what will happen is,
a human and a person?
Yeah, two separate, not a morph, not an anamorph.
You said a human and a person. Is that the same thing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Human and an animal. Person and a pet. No, so like for example, with like you ever heard of herd immunity, where there's like a bunch of people together, and if somebody gets sick, then the virus gets weaker and weaker and weaker until like everybody can kind of handle it, and it either has to mutate, which I don't think happens in nature, but that's
to
my
get
opinion.
stronger.
Allegedly, yes. So what will happen is if it transmits between a human, it will go to an animal if it starts getting fought off by the immune system, and then the animal will get sick, and it will mutate through the animal and then bounce back to the human, because the human was immune to the original but not the mutated from human, and it can bounce back and forth, and then that's how people keep getting COVID.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Sorry. Malay.
No, you're good. No, you're good, bro. You know, we don't have to say allegedly. We all know the truth now.
Yeah.
See, but I mean,
supposedly.
yeah. So I mean, but okay. Well, then my question is that why is it talked about even more now? I want your guys' opinion on that.
What, COVID?
No, not COVID.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no,
Montauk.
Dude, we'll get banned now. We can't get banned now.
Shut it down.
I'm sorry, dude.
Not even a
I'm
thing
glitching
anymore.
over here,
Don't worry.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. That's funny.
I was just talking like this, and it
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what do you guys think? I mean, since the Stranger Things, episode that series happened. I mean, and stuff like this. It's, I mean, would you guys write it off as just folklore or urban legend, or? I mean, I just opinions, basically.
All right. So my opinion, I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm sorry, Drew.
Do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
That's all right.
I think it has sprinkles of fact in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything, like if people watch this episode and then they go back and watch Stranger Things and they, with like an open mind and the allegations or whatever, then they try to tie stuff together and they look into it. They're like, oh, CIA do have a lot of secret stuff going on. And it's really not too hard to believe that this stuff would be going on. But for some people to believe that time travel or viewing out of body stuff is that could be a stretch to some people. You know, that's not true, whatever, but it's definitely interesting and it's definitely fun to look into. So I would say for me it's a good 50-50 that it is true and some of it is just it's not. But it's really fun to look into. It's entertaining.
Definitely.
And I'm like Two-Face right now. I'm like dark on this side.
You have a
I'm trying
black
to open
and
this
gray
window, but it's not it's not working.
No, it's all good. I'm trying to make this green screen not show green, but dude, it's what the heck? Oh, bro. Okay. What about you, Drew? No, I feel you,
Oh
Shotzi.
man. No, so with our podcast lately,
What if I turn this
we've
way?
been doing is like the
This-
intro to everything,
Uh-huh.
and it pretty much just give you an idea of like what we believe in or what it is, and then we give a percentage. So like the percentages would be like 99% or 100%. You're like, I seen it. It's real. I've been there. And then like you could be like 25%. You're like, it's probably not real, but you want to make it sound like you have some sort of interest in it too. And then 50%, like I think with Chente saying 50%, that's like nail right on the head. For one, you hear some
it's
of
2
this guy's
points. I'm up
guy's
2.
stories. You are too. You hear some of these guys' stories and stuff, and they sound very far fetched based off of that last guy, Preston Nichols. He wrote the book Project Montauk, and then Project
Yeah.
Montauk's kind of got some traction based off of that book. But then you also have the actual place, Camp Hero, that who
Had
knows what they were
radars.
doing. Yes, and like
Yeah.
who knows what they were doing, and maybe it's a way that, and we come from the conspiracy realm and the conspiracy side of things, and it's like that doesn't mean we believe in everything, and it's not that everything is like one-sided and we 100% believe in anything, but sometimes little things like that can happen
Mhm.
where if it is true, I feel like the government could put out the misinformation and put out this plant of Preston, uh, whatever his name is,
Nichols.
Nichols, and make it seem as if he's so outlandish. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, whenever we ask him questions, he barely remembers this and this and this. But we can't ask the other guys that were a part of it back then either. And I think, my personal opinion, I feel like the upside down would be like the consideration of like hell on earth. Like it's the absence of God and it's within a totally different realm. So like that's how our conspiracies can tie into so many different things. Like you can easily go down the rabbit hole, but as you're falling down the rabbit hole, you're grabbing roots from all these different things as you're falling down, and each root is a totally different conspiracy, but they're all tied together through that same rabbit hole. So uh I would say I'm, especially with the monster the monster and stuff, and like the demons being able to be pulled through portals and this and that, like that could be a possibility too. But I would say my percentage of it is probably closer to like 35%.
Hmm.
I like the idea of it. It's fun. It's definitely a cool topic and a fun topic. Um, but I think the other thing too, it's like you're slowly learning more and more about things where you could easily tie this to MK Ultra.
Yeah.
You could
Yep.
easily tie this to Manchurian Candidate. You could easily tie this to time travel. You could, there's so many different, and then also follow the money. Like that's a huge one that people don't even consider when they're looking into conspiracies. It's like, all right, follow the money. It's like if you start following things, you'll be like, oh, okay, I see how that's going. When we were talking about the gain of function, and like you talk about Anthony Fauci, but then they wouldn't talk about how he was getting funded and like any kickbacks for pushing things. And it's
Right.
like if you were able to follow the money and see certain things, you might see him tied in with a lot more things. And who knows, maybe he was the one running it.
Yeah, I can see. Yep, I see that. Just like the the '90s. I don't know if you guys remember the AIDS epidemic. To where what
Yeah.
was it? Yeah. And it said late '80s, early '90s, somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
Everybody was gonna get it.
Yeah, exactly. You drink from a cup of your loved one, you're gonna get AIDS. And I
Yeah, your
remember as
gay
a
loved
kid.
one. No.
Jesus.
If you're drinking out their butthole. No, I'm just joking.
Oh
Sorry.
my god.
Hey, guys, we did say it was gonna get dark in here. No, you know,
Yeah.
with Dad, Drew's getting dark.
Dark brown. No. Sorry, I figure we're past the monetization zone. We're safe, right?
Yeah, we're good, bro. We're good. We good. Yeah. But yeah, man, I okay, and I actually see why. In my opinion, this is why it's picking up too, again or whatever. However you guys want to, however you want to say it. It's because of what we've been told from since COVID on.
Mhm.
You know, we saw it through COVID. You know how they just propagandize everything. Well, it started making sense to, you know, I'm gonna bring COVID up because that's, you know, a lot of people can relate to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
this and that, and then you got the Biden, you know, this and that, whatever you guys believe he's a, you know, AI bot or a freaking, you know, just whatever.
Me and Chinze
Whatever.
still get PTSD. Our eyes start twitching
It's more of a Roomba.
when we hear COVID. Who Biden's
Yeah.
a Roomba?
Yeah, he's more of a Roomba.
I
Oh,
mean,
no.
but this comes up now, and it's like, oh, strange, you know, and it's like, wow, okay, and then you tie it into the movies that, you know, they tell a little bit of truth because they have to, because it's their, you know, as far as the whatever establishment or whatever you want to call them, dark government, shadow government,
The agenda.
yeah, the agenda. They got to tell you a little bit of truth. They got to tell you before, because it's some karmic deal that they believe in. But you know, that's another topic. But you know, it all ties in together. So that's why I think, yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm about a 40%, or no, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, 50. I'm about what John said, about 50-50.
Oh, it's 3.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm
Oh,
about 50-50, bro.
what a day.
Because
I'm
but
out.
also,
I'm out of here.
oh
I'm
really?
kidding.
No, that's
I
not
like
how-
just
Yeah, my
remove
boy,
myself.
yo.
Like, don't forget to remove or put me back.
yeah. Oh shit. No, you
Man,
Ah.
listen, it's a fun thing
It is.
to get into, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
This
Crazy.
story, the Project Montauk and Philadelphia experiment
Mhm.
has everything. Like a blockbuster movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Believe
I
it or
mean,
not, you don't have to believe everything you fucking read or see.
Yep.
yeah. And then also that there's another project called the Looking Glass Project,
Mm.
and ties into Stargate too,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
I thought Stargate was just a show.
No.
Nope. I'm like, bruh. No, dude.
Yeah.
I saw these couple of weeks, man. I just been overload, like
Nice.
overload information.
If
Like,
you hit like cliff notes of the Montauk Project and Philadelphia experiment,
mhm.
just real quick, boom, 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 some keynotes, and then rewatch Stranger Things,
Hmm.
stuff is gonna stand out, and you're like, oh man, this is amazing.
Mhm.
Like even from like if you just look at symbolism, if you watch movies just for symbolism or whatever, and you look at Stranger Things, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Foxes and Addie and Cassie who like and love Stranger Things.
Mhm. Yeah, man, love Stranger Things.
Dude, honestly, like when you mentioned it to me, I was like, dang, I kind of quit watching after season 3. I was like,
Uh-huh.
maybe I'll like,
Dude,
and TBD hasn't even seen it yet.
this is such a
Well,
perfect time that you drop this because my oldest daughter, just got into it, and we finished watching. We
Ooh.
binged it with her.
Oh, really?
And so when you hit Drew up with this and he brought it up, I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The
Oh,
time
yeah,
is
man.
now. It's fresh, dog. Fresh
Yeah.
in here.
I'm like trying to remember. I'm like, you know what's a really
So-
good one too? If you're ever interested, is check out the Y Files.
Oh yeah.
It's on
Drew got me
YouTube.
on that.
Dude, he's freaking good.
Oh,
And our buddy in our office got me on that.
is it? Uh, is it that guy that has the fish?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what? You guys been watching? Oh man, I watched him too. I was like, what?
He's got like millions of
Wow,
views. I'm
wow.
like, how do I get on that level? But I don't have a good enough camera or microphone, as you can tell.
No, man, dude. I mean, you actually sound better than I do over here.
You know what
Nah,
I'm
you
saying?
sound great.
You look stunning, bruh.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Josh looks stunning. You got some white teeth, man.
Stunning.
Yeah.
I need to turn on my fluoride lights to make my lights in my
Yeah.
teeth look lighter.
Oh, speaking of fluoride,
Oh boy,
RFK starting to hunker down on that.
jeez. You know
You
who
see?
isn't hunkering down on anything? Freaking
Who?
Cash Patel and Dan Bongino. What the heck is up with
Yeah,
that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, Epstein didn't kill himself, or he did kill himself. You're like, shut up, freaking turds.
Yeah, but I'm gonna look for the where's it? Yeah, we're at an hour and 35 minutes, and yeah, we'll just go ahead and yeah. I mean, ladies and gents, I mean, oh yeah, one other thing. I for some reason I didn't tell you guys this, but I did, but I didn't. Backstage, I was, talking to AI Grok, because that's what I do, I have a lot of thoughts going in my head. So I'm like, let me test it a little bit.
Mm.
I can somewhat, I mean, I AI, whatever, it is. But I all this years of all this okay, alleged research, I I mean, could probably bring it all into fruition. It's the CERN.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, how they're able to. I don't know if you guys seen that video. That's like a apparition in the sky or something like that. It was
Oh,
like a shadow figure
like a
flying in
shadow
front of the
circle,
sky.
right?
Correct, or something.
Did you post something like that recently too?
I don't think so.
I thought it happened in Florida.
Huh? I don't
The
think I
ones
don't.
I thought I heard that.
I mean, like I said, I don't, this is just my opinion. That in order for them to come out with CERN, they had to do extensive research. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
do
And
we
people
have?
are saying like, "Oh, it could get as hot as 10 times hotter than the sun." I'm like, "How does that make sense? How are
Ye-
things getting 10 times hotter than the sun and you're able to contain it?"
Well,
Like
said
that
it
doesn't make
could.
any.
It could get hotter.
Oh, I thought they said that. Oh, I thought they were saying that it has gotten hotter than the
So I
sun,
don't know.
or they can get it
Well,
as hot as the
what's
sun. But
crazy
how do
about
they know?
that? When that stuff was going on, they put out the movie Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse,
Okay.
Mhm.
which is I don't know if you guys have seen that. I got
With Jake
kids, so
Gyllenhaal?
nah, man, it's the cartoon one.
Oh
Oh,
no.
the
Into the
original one I saw.
Spider-Verse, Desmond Morales, the Black Spider-Man, the black suit Spider-Man.
He's
Don't
Puerto
Okay.
Rican.
anyway. He's Dominican, is he?
Yeah, oh, sorry, same thing.
Anyway, they if you look into it, they shoot a particle too, which trips like it messes up their timeline.
Mm,
Yeah,
So there's that.
it's insane.
So they're telling
And
you what they're
like you
doing.
said, they're always sprinkling a little bit of truth.
Yeah, man. They
Yeah.
hit you with that razzle dazzle every now and
Yep.
then.
Yes, sir. Dude, where's my Gmail at? Hold on, guys. Yeah, just keep on talking. But oh yeah, but that's where I stand on that. As far as that goes, you know,
Yeah.
For sure. There was something with CERN. Man, I swear I just saw this earlier. It was about CERN. Were me and you talking about CERN at work?
Ah man, I don't know. I think you brought it up about this. I think you brought it up today, getting ready for this episode.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was. There was something about CERN. And then I think I talked to you about the Amish, but that was yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, bring that up real quick. Just a little thought. Hey, this is just a little thought. If you want to get inside Drew's head, this is it right here.
Yeah.
All right,
So
hit us with it.
I drive by Amish country to get to work every day, and it's like the Amish people don't believe in electricity. Well, it's not that they don't believe in it; they're just not allowed to use it. They're allowed to use it to a certain extent. They're not allowed to own things and like drive cars. They have to have people drive for them. So they have like a horse and buggy and a carriage, and What if the Amish are the only ones that are taught and learn about the great resets that happen? So they tell their family, like in their bloodline throughout, like don't even waste your time with electronics. Don't waste your time with learning about cars or vehicles. Don't waste your time with any of that stuff. TV, any of that stuff. They also were the ones that never got vaccinated against COVID, and none of them were talking about widespread deaths throughout the Amish community. None of them died, or if any of them died, there was like very little numbers. But what if those people are the ones that survive the Great Reset each time? And they know another one's coming. So they're pretty much just saying to their families, like, don't waste your time learning about any of this stuff because we're going to be the only ones that are going to be able to survive because we survive without it anyway.
Bro,
Wow.
when you
Wow.
told me that, it blew my mind. That's
Word.
fun. That's a fun piece of
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You could get into
information.
the Great Reset. You can get into the World Trades or World Trades, World's Fairs. You ever heard of
Yeah.
those?
No.
So these ones are crazy. And I'm just
Yeah, man. You
sprinkling
gotta
little
look
ones.
up
We can look it up
World's
later.
Fair and Tartaria.
Yeah, but the World Fairs, what they would do is they would come into these huge cities, right? They would go into Chicago and they would build these entire cities up, huge. And then all of a sudden, after the World Fair happened, they would tear all these cities down. And like some of them, and every single city, every single major city in the United States has had a major fire and catastrophe that wiped out the entire area. Don't quote me on that because I might be wrong, but Chicago fires. I think there was some in California. I mean, they're always in California, but we'll look at was it Malibu that just burned down with those fires in California?
Oh, I have no clue on that.
No, you don't remember the
No.
California fires that were happening in LA?
Oh yeah. No. I remember that, but I don't remember
These
Malibu.
these areas burned up completely, and
Oh
it's
wow.
like that's almost like their reset.
Huh.
Like they're never going to be able to recover, supposedly, allegedly.
Huh. Wow. Damn. Damn, you just blew my mind there, Drew. Just took
Sorry.
me on a trip now. No, you're good, bro. You're good. Damn, now I'm gonna walk like a zombie. My wife's gonna go like, "What's wrong with you?" Drew just blew my 3 brain cells that I had left, babe.
Yeah.
That's
Dude, and we gotta get you and Paranoia Radio, Troubles Garcia on, man. Like we'll have both of you on the show at the same time.
Yeah.
Like your guys' energy was both like so good. I was like, oh, I gotta come in with the fire. So when you started like calling our name up, I'm like, it's me, it's AJD. I'm just kidding.
Holla.
I'm like, wait.
Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, man. No, I would love to come on you guys' podcast.
Yeah, we
Hey,
gotta get something rolling.
Yeah. Speaking of this, just a little funny tidbit. That last show that you put out, I think it was the last show that you guys put out on Rumble.
Yesterday?
I think it was the edited version. I believe it was. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I did see that yesterday because
We did an
it
alien
comes up.
one, a Bigfoot one,
Oh shit!
chemtrails, and then deep state. It's a 4-parter.
This one was Intro to Everything Part 3, Thoughts on Chemtrails.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, Shantae, what are you doing in the corner, man? You just see Shantae in the corner. I'm like, what the
Yeah, we had to add him in.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make that one. So Drew just like put me in there.
I put him in.
I was
He
like,
was in the next one.
I was like, what's he doing in the corner, man? I was like, what?
Yeah.
That was funny.
He's in the next one that we do, or not part 4, but the next Intro to Everything. I think we start with like E or something. But
Okay.
I think I lost all the audio on that, so I gotta get with Swank, the guy that was in the last episodes. He had the mask on. I'm gonna see if he has everything like on his camera saved for the audio. So hopefully we can use that audio because I don't have any. My
Oh, that's
mics,
what's up.
everything took a crap on us the whole episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's a bummer. I hate dealing with that. But
Oh,
we're gonna do
I like that picture in the background. What is the pyramid? What is that about?
this. Oh man, it's crazy. You ready for this?
Go ahead, do your thing.
It better not be Donald Ducking.
Oh yeah. So it starts down here, and it gets
Can't
into
see
like.
none.
I got you. Hold on 1 second. I was thinking I was going to be able to show a little bit better. So it's got like the matrix. Can you see that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then it goes into like government, legal, education, all that stuff.
Okay.
And then you slowly get into the secret societies. So that's like world financial, but then you go down here, it's like the general public, peasants, human livestock. Then you get into world population control, then world resources control, world financial control, world institutions, secret societies. And then it starts getting into all the different secret societies.
Wow.
And then you get into priesthoods and bloodlines.
Wow. Dude,
And then
that's
you even have, and then you get up further to extraterrestrials, off-world, and then
sick,
they even
man.
have things on the side up here, and then over on this side, you got knights and nobles, and
Huh.
then once you get to the top, you got the angelic realm, and then at the top, it's like God,
Wow.
but it's called the World Hierarchy Pyramid.
Huh.
And then I got this one over here. It's like all about the big pharma and holistic medicine. It's called the Healing Web, but they show like demon side. They have CDC. They have useful stuff, prosthetics. They have all those different things.
Uh-huh.
And then I got this one from Isaac Weishaupt. He had this and his thing. And it's got like Q, um, Rainbow Body, Venus, Ancient Builder Race, The Great Awakening, Dark Fleet, Space, Secret Space Program, Galactic Federation. Then it gets into like Flat Earth, Q Drops, Vatican, Tibetan Rainbow, Ascension, Meditation, like all this crazy stuff.
Wow. Damn.
So I like to have it like some stuff in here just to something to look at. But
Wow.
I don't know. I figured I'd make it a little fun in here for to sit in, especially conspiracy related. So
Yeah, I know
and then
that's now now a stupid question and not this will be the last question that I ask you. Okay, do the secret society follow that pyramid or like allegedly or whatever the case is? Like, do they like the cabal or whatever? Anybody do they
I
follow that
I don't
instructions
know.
on that?
Like there's one that says like the New World Order and it's attached to like the Nazi Party and the Fuhrer. And then
Mm.
they have the Supreme Council of 33 Grand Masters, the Olympians, the Illuminati, the Globalists, the Bavarians, Israel, Committee of 300, Hexagon Group. They have Soros, so George Soros is up there, or maybe just
Oh,
his family. Bohemian Grove, Oddfellows, Skull and Bones, uh, Lions clubs, labor unions. Like they pretty much have like the clubs, like
right.
like the Rotary clubs for each city and stuff like that, or like the Knights of Columbus,
Mm-hmm.
or like the labor unions. They have that, and then it slowly gets bigger. Like you got the Bilderberg group up here more, and then
Uh-huh.
Oceanic Societies, Chatham House. I don't know what that is. Vanguard, or State Street, BlackRock. So like you have BlackRock way up top, which is crazy. Next to like almost above or almost near the Illuminati. Then they have the Khazarian Mafia, Rothschilds, and Zionists.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never really I just thought it looked really cool and interesting. Like there was a lot of different conspiracy things in it, so I was like, oh, let me get this. But honestly, I don't know if I've even really looked at every single thing. I might take pictures. I might take pictures of it and post it so that way it makes I would try to do it where it makes the pyramid on the Instagram posts.
Yeah, dude, that's freaking awesome. I'm like that caught my attention. I'm like, I seen the one on the left, on
Back here.
behind you, yeah, on your left side, but on your on the right, I'd never seen that before. So I was like, ooh, that caught my eye.
Yeah,
It's good art though. It looks real good though from here.
yeah, and I don't know what I mean. They have Anunnaki up there, and like fire gods of Moloch. I mean, like they have a bunch of different stuff. Mankind. I think the Undertaker's up there too.
Sid Justice. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, guys. So, give me 1 sec. We'll do happy endings, and then we'll end it here. Oh yeah, here you go again. All right. Got that chicken wing. There you go. Hold on.
Rare one too. You know how hard it is to find one that can swim?
We baited up some fried chicken today. Let's see what we can catch.
Jesus.
That's a rare one too. You know how hard it is to find one that can swim?
We baited up some fried chicken today.
Oh man.
That's so funny. Oh man. So hey, yo, audience, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hey, Drew and Shantae. That's it, dude. I always say Shantae for some reason. Sorry,
Whatever, man.
I murdered that name, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. But where can these people? Where can the audience find you guys at?
You want to tell him, Chente?
Work? No.
Yeah.
You tell him, Drew. Go ahead.
All right, you can find us on Spotify, Rumble, YouTube, Odyssey, BitChute. You can find us anywhere where podcasts are played. We even have on Spotify. You could watch the podcast there if you pay for it, but if not, then gotta listen. So check us out on YouTube or Rumble. Rumble, everything gets posted there, and nothing gets removed. YouTube,
Discord?
we've had a couple. Yeah, well, yeah, we haven't used our Discord in a long time, but go to our Linktree. It's Linktree dot. I think it's just linktree.com/speak in code. It's SPEAKINCOAD, just like the name. Conspiracy of a Dead Man.
TikTok?
TikTok too. Yeah, we've got. That's how we met. Trebles Garcia.
Yep.
He reached out to us on TikTok, and then we got banned. So luckily, he reached out.
Yeah.
Added him.
It's your fault, bro. It's your fault.
That's like a
No,
badge
no.
of honor, though.
He
you know?
he added us right before it got denied, and then like me and him stayed in contact. He's like talked to him yesterday, so definitely good dude, man.
Oh yeah, he's an awesome dude, man.
I had to give him a shout out too. I'll give you a shout out on his.
Shout out to Paranormal Radio, man. For
Yeah,
real.
he
Yeah, man.
talks so fast.
Oh, he does. Yeah, and then I'm like, Bueller. Anyway, so yeah. But no, man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys coming on again. And you know, it's been a ride, man. It's been a wild ride. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys. So
And sorry it took so long for me to get like revved up. Like I was dealing with the dogs, and then now they're finally sleeping by my feet, and I'm like, oh, thank God. I just needed to use the shock collar on them, and they cut them.
Oh my God.
That's all it took.
I used the vibrate button. I'm sitting on the other one. Sorry.
No, you're good, bro. That's funny. That's funny. All right, guys. Like, share, and comment on this podcast.
Tell us your favorite Stranger Things character.
Put it in the comment section. Yeah.
Yeah, Samwise
Yeah.
AMG.
And go follow these guys for real. They have some awesome content. Go follow them.
Thanks,
And
Josh.
matter of fact, do it right now.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Yeah.
Do it. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
Later.
man.
No doubt. Oh, come on. Ultra, what the heck? Oh, in stream. I would do that all the time.